What is up, everyone? So I'm going to show you how I made quite a decent amount of money with my XTool S1 here to help me pay it off. This is where we're getting into the business side of things. I didn't buy these things to have fun with them. I do have fun with them, but I also bought them to make some money for them. So I'm going to show you one of the hot things I've been making recently that have been selling like hotcakes and have been helping me pay this thing off. So I have a cutting board here, or charcuterie board, whatever you want to make it, but my father-in-law found these and asked me if I could engrave them with some images, and I said, yeah, why not? I got this new machine, I want to play with it. So he kind of gets me some work. I charge him a flat fee to engrave these, and he sells them. He's currently selling them for $65 a piece. They're worth it in my opinion. They're very nice, they're durable, they have a nice moisture channel on the back so they don't warp, all that fun stuff. I charge them 25 bucks per engraving, and it takes about an hour to do a standard logo. I do sports teams, people's photos or pets, grandfather, whatever. And yeah, I mean, it's easy money. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of show you my process on how I get this set up and show you how I get it done, and you could do it too. And I'm gonna put the links to the cutting boards that we use in the description so you can buy them yourself and kickstart your business. All right, one of the main things obviously is setup. Without a proper setup, you're bound to fail. It's very important to make sure that things are even, they're lined up, they're as perfect as they can be, because you don't want a bad name for your brand, especially when you're starting to get off the ground. A bad name with your brand puts you in the dirt and could definitely impact your business over time. So these are simple ways that I use to make sure that these are as lined up as they can be using this S1 product. So obviously we need to put this on the bed, so we have it lined up here. So I kind of line it up with the honeycomb so it's nice and lined up at the bottom. Gives me a good starting point. Part two is getting the laser module in the center. I actually didn't restart this recently, so I gotta turn this off and on again. I forgot. I just cleaned it and I disconnected it. The laser module got unsynced, so it's gonna do its little homing thing here. Gonna be all excited. Cool. All right, we got our little crosshair back. So you gotta put it in the center of the board. Make sure your board is flat. It's not bouncing around. It's not sitting cockeyed, because it will engrave wrong. So we have the laser centered here. We got to go over to our XCS software, and we got to do the measurement. XCS software. Now, obviously we have a blank screen. This crosshair in the center, that's the current position of our laser. So now what we got to do is we have to mark our processing area. We already populated at the top right here. This is our distance of our material. So this little flag right here is to mark your processing area. This is important because it will show you on this screen the location of your material without doing the picture. So we're going to click on Mark Processing Area. We have a rectangle shape. As you can see, there's many other shapes you could do, but we have a rectangle. We hit Start Marking, and here we go. Now we have to go back to our S1 and mark the processing area by going to the furthest top left hand corner of the cutting board and the furthest bottom right hand corner of the cutting board. Okay, now that we have the mark your processing area, it's up on our computer. We have to go over to the unit, and you're going to press the button here to mark the area. So obviously we have a rectangle shape, so we have to go to the top left corner and then the furthest bottom right corner. That's going to show your engraving area on your software. So manually move this over. I kind of make it obviously into a rectangle here, so I line it up here. Get right there. We push it. It beeps. It marked 0.1. We're going to move this down here and get it right in the edge and mark 0.2. And I'll just push the laser module back in the center. All right, so we marked it. We can see our square here. Looks great. We hit End Marking. And some people don't know this, and it doesn't get talked about enough. You can mark other areas, if you have multiple items and different shapes and stuff, you could compound shapes. Like if you're making like a heart shape, you could do 2 circles and lines. We could do that in a different video, but just want to show you, you can mark another thing here. It'll just kind of compound up here. We hit done. There's our square. So we know, here's where the cutting board is. As you can see, it's a little bit out of the bounds at the bottom, but for us, it's not going to matter. But in the future, you just have to move your material upwards and all that fun stuff. Here is a big tip that I like to do. It's obviously very hard to figure out where this thing should go. So one thing I want to do is I want to get my logo that I'm going to be working with here. I might have to pull it off an email. So give me a second. I'm doing a cutting board for NEPA Bird Gang. It's a local, I'm a big Eagles fan. I don't know if you can ever tell my hats, but I'm doing a cutting board for them for their raffle this coming weekend for the upcoming Eagles playoff game, which go Birds while I'm here. So what I'm doing here, I will go in and we hit edit because we have the white background. This is, unfortunately isn't a transparent PNG that they sent me, so I like to get rid of the white background just so it doesn't engrave any artifacts or things we can't see. So we're gonna click on our image, click on edit. We're gonna hit the magic wand. So you have your eraser, which gives you like the circle, but this is like the magic eraser wand. So this will get rid of things you click on. So we're gonna click on the white background. It nuked it. Always look to make sure it didn't do anything stupid, because sometimes it likes to get a little bit carried away, takes away too much, yada yada, but it looks great. We'll hit save, and look at that. Our background's gone. Now, here is something that stinks. So it's, for me, it's hard visually to be like, all right, is this the middle of the square? Is this the middle of the square? Obviously it's not. But where's the middle? You could put your laser module in the middle of the board, then you're like, okay, I could put it this center dot. But I got to thinking the other day, why don't I just use what the software gives me? So we're gonna make a rectangle. We're gonna grab our top point here, go to the bottom right hand point here, and we have a square. Before you continue going forward with any of this, this suggestion, change the output to off so it doesn't do anything. It won't engrave this, it won't etch it, score it, nothing. So we go like that, and I will hit Command A. I'm using a Mac, so Command A. It highlights both of our elements here. We're going to click on the Align button at the top, horizontal align, and then vertical align. As you can see, that was my good attempt at being at center, but I was way off. So there we go. We have the middle just by using that. What you can do is you can leave it off output so it doesn't do anything. I like to delete it just to make sure it's gone. I'm OCD like that. Now we have to make sure that we get our image ready for engraving. I have it set up here. I have a charcuterie board preset here. It's power of 50, speed of 200. I like the Jarvis bitmap mode. Tends to be cleaner. Use lines per centimeter, 180. Bidirectional. These are some settings. It's a basic setting I got offline, but I started toying with it and I've had great success. So this looks great. We know that our safety pro is connected. That's the air handler, so it's not going to smell like death down here when it starts to go. Everything looks great. We're going to hit process. Going to load up our preview. It takes forever. And that's what's going to give us. So we have the NAPA Bird Gang logo ready to go here. We have our estimated time, 58 minutes. So, like I said before, I charge my father-in-law $25 per engraving, and there you go. This thing is making me $25 an hour, sitting here, kind of just minding its own business. In this window, we're gonna hit Start. It's gonna send the file over to our XTool S1. Big image. It's going to take a hot minute. All right, it's ready to go. Now let's go jump over to the machine. All right, we're gonna do a little time lapse here. We have our stuff sent over to our S1, and we're gonna hit the process button and let it rip. So yeah, change of clothes. This is the day after I finish this, but this is the final product. It's ready to go. It's oiled, it's sealed, sanitary, everything's ready to go. But yeah, we'll be donating this to the NEPA Bird Gang this Sunday for the Eagles playoff game. So they're gonna be pumped about it. I already sent some pictures to him. He's excited and he wants to share it with other people and probably increase some sales for us. So yeah, if you want to learn more, ask in the comments. Any questions, of course, let us know. And thanks for watching.